So in example 4, beside this question, they give the following formula. Pressure is equal to 101.3 bracket 0.88 to the K. Where K, or no, to the H, sorry. Where H is your height above sea level in kilometers. So if you're in a plane and it all of a sudden loses cabin pressure because the pressure outside of the airplane is different than the pressure inside of the airplane, then you can suffer from altitude sickness. Has anyone ever had altitude sickness? Where were you when you had altitude? Hmm? So it happened to me when I was in South America and I was traveling in the Andes Mountains. Now the Andes Mountains are super high, way higher than a lot of the mountains in North America. And because you're going up super high, it's like climbing Mount Everest kind of idea, there's less oxygen up there. And if your body gets less oxygen, you could feel something called altitude sickness, which is basically your body reacting to the fact that it feels like it's not getting enough oxygen. Not a very fun thing to go through. Basically, for me, it made me like I started to get a fever and was shaking a little bit, and then eventually I adapted to having less oxygen, and I was fine. Okay, but when I was living in Bolivia, once I traveled to the capital city of La Paz, and the capital city of La Paz is the highest capital city in the whole world. It is at about 3,800 meters above sea level. The airport is higher than the city. The city's in a valley. It's hard to imagine a valley that high up. And the airport is at the top of the valley. And the airport is at about 4,000 meters above sea level.
What are we like we?
What are we? We're probably in Winnipeg? I don't know, 300 or 400 meters above sea level. Not a ton. Okay. So the first time I went to La Paz, I actually didn't get altitude sickness, but they have a bay in the airport for people. As soon as people get off the plane, they're like, here, you can go to the sick bay, because a lot of people suffer from altitude sickness. And the Bolivian national soccer team used to always try to strategically play other countries in La Paz, and hopefully they would get sick so they could have a chance at winning at soccer. Okay? It is now illegal to do that. They can't play their official matches there anymore. But anyways, to give an idea of how much the pressure changed, I got on the plane in a city that was 250 meters above sea level, then flew to this other city, 4,000 meters above sea level, and everything that I had that was pressurized at the first city was like, I have contact lenses. My contact lens bottle was just like, it was like almost shaking. It was so full, and when you open it up, you go, air would just fly out. I had like automatic toothpaste for 2 or 3 days. All I had to do was take the cap off, and it would automatically squeeze onto my toothbrush. The worst thing was pens, because the ink was just running out of them because of the pressure change. And the same thing happened when I flew back to the other city. Now my contact lens case was like sucked in. It was like my tube of toothpaste was like as crushed in as possible because of the pressure changes. So it was very interesting that way. I actually only suffered the altitude sickness when I was traveling by bus. And I went from the low place by bus up through the mountains, and all of a sudden in the middle of the night, I woke up and was like sweating and having a hard time breathing and stuff like that. And then I got better. So, that's altitude sickness. And that airport in La Paz, I think there's only a couple mountain peaks in all of North America that are higher than that airport is, which is kind of crazy. But as far as this question goes, it says, if the cabin pressure in an airplane is less than 70, passengers can suffer altitude sickness. Okay, so we can put in 70 for P, plug in everything else. This is, again, going to be a really easy question to solve for because all we can do is use Desmos or a calculator. Type this into Y1, that into Y2. On my calculator, Y1, 70, 101.3, and 0.88. Now, our window from before might be okay, but I'm just going to hit window first. Do I need to go up to 3,000 now? My one number was 70, so probably 100 would be enough. I'm going to hit graph, and they intersect already. So I can go second, calculate where do they intersect, 5. Enter on the first curve, enter on the second curve, enter once more, 2.891. So I'll go to 3 decimal places first. Dot, 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 that would be kilometers. To the nearest kilometer. Perspective, 3 kilometers is 3,000 meters. The airport was 4,000 meters, a whole kilometer higher than where you can start getting altitude sickness. So it's really kind of a crazy, crazy place. But really interesting to visit.